Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well and keeping safe. If you're new here, my name is Harshika. I live and work in Toronto and I create content about life in Canada, fashion, beauty, kind of like an all-rounder. Today I want to share my experience, how my life was when I was an international student here. I came to Canada in 2022 to pursue global business management from Seneca College, and this journey, it completely changed my life. I'll talk about why I chose Seneca, what was my academic experience like, how did I adjust in Canada, in a new country, and what were the challenges that I faced along the way as a student for 2 years. If you're planning to study in Canada or just curious about what student life looks like in Canada, this video is definitely for you. So let's get started. When I was researching for courses and colleges in Canada, I really wanted something that would lay a strong business foundation with real world applications, which is why I chose Global Business Management at Seneca. This course covered everything, whether it was marketing, finance, project management, and international trade, which really aligned with my career goals. So, beyond academics, Seneca stood out for a lot of reasons, for me especially. Seneca is one of the largest colleges in Canada. It is known for its modern facilities, hands on learning experience, and strong industry connections. The professors, they had practical, real life industry experience, and I remember they used to share their practical insights and everything that they went through in class. Another major advantage was its location here in Toronto. So Toronto is one of the best cities to live in Canada. Might be debatable, but I think it is one of the best cities in Canada. It is known for its diverse culture, and I knew living here would mean that I would have a lot of networking opportunity, I would have a lot of job opportunities, and I would meet a lot of people from different communities. Studying in Canada as a whole was a new experience for me. Unlike back home, where we only focus on our written examinations once in a year or twice in a year, here it's completely different. So, everything that you're learning in theory, you have to put it in front of your professors or in front of your peers in practical. So, you're doing a lot of case studies, you're doing a lot of presentations, you're doing a lot of group work, which I think was one of the most exciting parts. One thing that really stood out for me was the collaborative work environment that goes on. So you have people from different backgrounds and different experiences. You all come together to do a project. This really helped me develop my teamwork skills, my communication skills, some of the very basic skills that are actually required in a business environment. Of course, the workload is highly intense because, especially since I was also working side by side and studying at the same time, balancing your assignments, your presentations, your exams, especially meeting them before your deadlines. Since Seneca is very strict with their deadlines, it requires a high level of strong time management. So you have to be really strong in that aspect. Although it was really tough for me to adapt to it in the beginning, but eventually I think it really helped me get more disciplined and more prepared about how I have to do different things. Like most international students, I had to work to support myself. When I first arrived here in 2022, I started working at Tim Hortons, and in about 3 to 4 months, due to the change in the policy where the international students could work full time off campus, I moved to working as a line cook at the Cheesecake Factory restaurant. So balancing full-time work with full-time studies was definitely not easy for me, but in a few weeks, or I would say a few months, I was able to adapt to the situation. Although I used to be perpetually very tired with everything, but you learn to adapt to these situations. I think working full-time, or I would say working at all, even if you're working part-time, really exposes you to a different set of people and different set of situations, so you know how to react or how to communicate, and it actually helped me grow both professionally as well as personally. Working not only helped me to cover my finances and the tuition fee for my last 2 semesters, which apparently I'm very proud of, but it also exposed me what the Canadian work culture actually looks like. Although I did not continue in the same industry, but the Canadian work culture, I got a bit familiarized with that. And it has actually helped, and it will help in grasping onto the future job opportunity. Moving to a new country is exciting, but at the same time, it has its own challenges. For me, the biggest adjustment was the weather. Experiencing my first Canadian winter was tough, but slowly I learned how to layer myself up correctly and what was the correct winter jacket that I have to wear when I go out. Also, I did used to find indoor activities that would make winters more enjoyable and more, less seasonal depressing for me. I still do pick up different hobbies every winter. This year I did read a lot of books and I did a lot of painting. This actually really helped. The next adjustment that I had to make was making friends. I'm an ambivert person, introverted on most days, but I had to make that adjustment in my life since Toronto is a diverse city and you meet a lot of people from different cultures every day at your work or in college. So I had to make friends and I had to put that effort into, communicate with people and, open up with them. Because when you live alone, it is very important that you have a support system, especially when you're living so far from your family. You need people you can confide in, people you can hang out with, and whenever you feeling upset, you have someone to talk to. There is one more adjustment that I had to make, which was public transportation. So I had a car back home. If I had to go anywhere, I'd pick up my car and go. But here I had to rely on public transportation. And TTC is reliable, but it is very time consuming. You will hear a lot of people advise you, you should find a home near to your work or your home should be near to your college. It will help you save a lot of time. So during that travel time, I used to make sure that I am adding something to myself in a better way. Like during the end of my studies, I would go on Indeed and apply for jobs. Or when I was studying, I would usually do my online courses through there, or try to do my assignments or any homework that I used to have. Another part is adapting to the directions. So initially, adapting to the directions was a bit tough. I used to completely rely on Google. I still do rely on Google for directions, but it takes a few weeks for you to get a hang of it, since you don't know what street you have to get off at. And I know there had been multiple incidents with me where I would request a stop 2 stops later, or even sometimes I would reach a different location and then I would walk back to my home. Of course, my journey was not all smooth sailing. One of the biggest challenges that I faced was managing my finances. Since I was working and I had to make sure that I stayed on a budget. And Toronto is very expensive unless you are ultra rich and you have someone taking care of you if you ever slip through your finances or something like that. But in my case, I had to take care of my expenses. I had to make sure that I budgeted my money. I used to, and I still do, cook food at home, and I still try to cut on unnecessary costs. But that didn't mean that I did not spend any money on me. So when you're budgeting, you always make sure that you take a chunk out of your, pay every 2 weeks to have some money to spend on yourself as well. Of course, you're in a new country, you would want to try something new, and what the food would taste like from a different culture. What does Vietnamese food taste like? What does Chinese food taste like, or something like that. So yes, I did that, but again, everything was very budgeted. The other challenge that I faced was homesickness. And homesickness is, I think, one of the major challenges that a lot of international students face. I feel so bad about people who are like 18 years old and they have come here, and I still think about, okay, I was 21 years old when I came here, but there is someone who's 18 years old, still really very young, like more than me, and they're here away from their family, like 11,000 kilometers away. So homesickness was and is a very sensitive topic in that case. It's a big challenge for anyone who's living alone here, which is why you need to have a good support system. You need to have good set of friends with you. I don't rely on quantity, I rely on quality. I have made quality set of friends, and this set of friends, I know if I have any kind of problem, and if I still do, I go talk to them and they will help me out with anything, whether it's financially, it's emotionally, or anything. If I need anything, they're with me. But again, homesickness means your family. So your family, you stay connected with them. I made sure that I stayed connected with my mom, dad, and everyone in my family on a daily basis. I still talk to my mom for like 4 hours each day. It gives her insights about my life. I take her insights about her life, and this way you try to not get upset about being so far away from your home. Another challenge which I would not say was a huge thing for me, but somewhere was the new education system. So back home, like I said, you had examinations, written examinations twice a year. You're just learning from a book, writing those answers on an answer sheet, and you're done. You get your grades and everything. But here it's completely different. So what you're learning, you are speaking out in front of everyone so that your professor can judge, oh, actually, is there something going in your head? And so adapting to this new education system was tough because you have to take care of your assignments, you submit them on time or not. But eventually you do learn how to, it takes a few weeks, but eventually you do learn how to cope with it. But I think overall these challenges that I faced have made me more resilient and more hardworking. Like if I talk to my parents or my peers or my friends back home, I think I can vouch for it that they would say that I've changed a lot. I have matured enough, and I have become more independent, which I think is a good sign. Alright, so this was my experience as an international student in Canada. If you're planning to come here for your studies, I hope this video gives you an idea of what you can expect and what you should not expect. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you like this video, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.